Didn't take the thumbnail off. Everyone looking like, what happened?
It's the other version of the unmuted. It's the StreamYard equivalent of the unmuted.
People to add in quickly in 15 seconds. Maybe we need to get Josh to make a longer intro theme tune for the full view so I can add everyone in. Maybe make it 20 seconds instead.
It is funny seeing you in that little bottom box going.
Yeah, because I can't trust like the characters we have here today. We can't trust them all to be quiet for that second there when it's on. You know, what I mean, if I say to Marcel, don't say anything. I think Steph's frozen as well, unless she's just really shocked. Is she shocked? Is she? The transfer window's been shit, Steph. That's it. Link to Arnautovic, Steph. Link to Arnautovic, Steph. Stuck.
Morata now.
You know what I'm saying? Morata now stuck. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyway, welcome to the full view, guys. It's been a hot minute, man. It's been a hot minute. When was the last full view? Wait there. It's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute since I've been on one. So it happened on tour, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So before. So big up to Faz, big up to Marcel, big up to Cam, big up to Steph, wherever she is, whenever she comes back. Big up to her as well. And big up to you guys in the comments, man. Everyone's been looking forward to the full view. This is where the team gets together. You know, opinions, hot takes are dissected, and the club is discussed. Do you know what I'm saying? We got a lot to get into today. United transfer panic. You know what I mean? We are panicking right now. It's full panic settings. You know, I don't know what's going on right now. It is in absolute meltdown. Steph is back. Let me add her in. Are you back?
Hello.
Are you back? Yeah,
I'm back.
You're back. Okay, cool. There you go. Oh no, you was in the middle. There you go. Yeah, so we've got a lot to talk about. So smash the like on the video, peeps. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let's get straight into this. Let's start with you, Steph, actually, since you just come back into it. The panic stations, the transfer window. You know, we're not going for Arnautovic anymore because of the backlash from fans and the price, etc., etc. But how are you assessing the sheer panic stations right now?
In the words of Gary Neville on Sky Sports on Sunday, I don't have any words. Like I don't. And, you know, it's a good job that we didn't do the full view on the Sunday evening because, like, honestly, it would have literally just been like, beep, 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 fuck this shit. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not even panicking. I'm just angry. Like, I understand why people are panicking, but I'm just angry. I'm not surprised. But it just can't get any worse. Can it get any worse? I feel like every time we say that, it gets worse.
Yeah.
I just, there's so much that I want to get into and like digest. Like, I mean, obviously I missed the first couple of minutes, so I don't know what specifically.
We didn't talk about much. It was just basically saying literally what I asked you there. Like it's panic stations. Yeah, we didn't get into much.
I mean, when is there ever not a panic when it involves transfer windows in Manchester United? Like, it's just a fucking shit show. Excuse my language. Yeah,
to put it lightly, it is. Faz, how are you seeing it transpire now? You know, with where we're at. You've seen the first game. You gave your verdict on that first game of why we lost versus also the lack of exit strategy around this. How are you seeing it? What are you saying? Yeah.
You're muted.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. I hear you.
People might be panicking. People might be stressed.
You was muted on the first bit.
I know. But all I can say is I'm not panicking and I'm not stressed because I knew this was going to happen from way before the window opened. This is Manchester United under the Glazers, under a board that are not proven, that are not experienced, and we're going in a new direction with no light anywhere, no light in the tunnel, no light at the end of the tunnel. We're just doing this. Tielemans, Sangare, Neves, Vitinha, Kamara, Renato Sanchez, Rabiot. Let's go bid in. Let's go put a bid in for him, hey? That's what we're doing.
Aimless. You've got like a hissing sound on your mic. I'm not sure what it is. If you turn it up or get rid of it, or there's a bit of a weird noise, but we can hear you. But it's a little bit fuzzy. It's a little bit fuzzy. There you go. But Cam, Faz basically saying there, no direction, deck of cards, chuck most of them away. Maybe bid for this guy. Maybe bid for that guy. What are you saying?
I mean, we went through it yesterday. We've seen now what Ten Hag's trying to do. We've seen what he wants to do on the pitch, and he's not got the players to do it. It's you're relying on Fred and McTominay, and I think throughout the rest of the season, we're going to have teams that aren't going to play like Brighton. They're not going to have 4 centre mids against Fred and McTominay, but so it should be a little bit easier. They'll be able to get through some games, but if you want to be able to compete at the top end, you need better. You need better players in both positions. You need a player that's deep that can actually progress the ball and isn't just going to go and press by himself. That's a part of both goals. You need for McTominay, you need someone who's competent, who isn't just going to run into a crowd of players every time, trip over himself, which he spent most of the game yesterday on Sunday doing. It's horrendous, but Faz was right. He was right the whole time. And the last few years last couple of years we've made 3 signings in each summer window, and the only change really is that those signings are costing us less and less each year. So rather than buying players for 60, 70 million, we're buying players on a free. So I think at this point, the Glazers just run out of money. Because the actions now are not of a club that has money. A club that has money when they're not doing well. Look at what Chelsea have done. How many players have they? They're buying everyone this year. Or everyone
they're trying to.
Everyone doesn't get hijacked by Barca. They're buying. So a club with money doesn't act like us. I think we might actually be broke.
Marcel, Miraz Beg says, please, Marcel, don't say we're going to make top 4. Look, I know you. Thanks for the super chat there, Miraz. You know you have a different look on things. Sometimes you stay fairly calm, but this is bad, isn't it? Like with what's going on with where we currently are at this point. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%. I can't sugarcoat anything on this. I'm very optimistic. Not positive, not crazy, deluded positive, but I'm very optimistic. So there's still an optimistic spin on this at the moment, currently as things see. But
what are you optimistic about?
Just the look of the club going forward. I think this manager is the right manager maybe to take us forward. But, the business of the board has not been positive. They've clearly let us down so far. We all had targets in terms of when certain players will be coming in. It's gone completely past all of those targets and that time frame that we was talking about. So, it's been incompetent from the board so far. And we're stuck in this position now. Panic buys, panic stations, Again, like Cam said, like Faz said, you was right to a degree. But there's still opportunity for us to maybe get a plan B and a plan C. Ten Hag is struggling right now. He's struggling right now with the players that we have there. That's last season's players for the most part. We haven't replaced Pogba. We haven't replaced Matic, the only real CDM that looked like there was in the club. We're in a difficult situation at the moment, but, this is the right manager that will take us forward. He just needs the right players to come in. And right now we're scrambling for players. There's a lot of rumors about this player, that player, the quality of the players that he wants to bring in, but let's see what they can do if and when he gets them in.
You're just going to say something, Nesta?
Yeah, Marcel, you were talking about plan B, plan C. I mean, we're way past that. We are like balls deep, swimming around in shit on the staircase to desperation. Like that's get it, like not get it into your heads, but like it's so bad. I don't even understand how you can be optimistic like at this point. And I mean, put Aaron Artovich to the side. I don't know like how to pronounce his name, but put him to the side for 1 minute, because obviously we know the updates surrounding that we're no longer putting bids in for him because of what happened. But with Rabiot, like, I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if people accuse me of being negative or like, but honestly, what is he going to bring to our midfield? Like, if we don't even have a base, like we don't even have, like we've got Fred and McTominay, right? So what, are we just going to bung him in there? Like, how would the midfield work if we bring Rabiot in? Because he's like a jack of all trades, but master of none. He doesn't really like play defensively. He doesn't like playing in like defensive midfield. So he's left-footed. Is he left? Yeah, he's left-footed.
Yeah.
So where are we going to put him? Can someone, maybe Cam, like maybe.
I was just about to say that, Cam. If there's been a lot made of him coming and saying it's panic. tactically, could you even see it working?
I think he'll be okay. I think he'll take McTominay's role, but then the problem still remains. You need someone to take Fred's role, because if you haven't got someone to give the ball high up the pitch, then it's kind of pointless. You need both signings. That's the whole point. I think as well, when you look at it, Ten Hag's so keen on balance. That's why he bought Martinez, because he wanted left-footed centre-back. He needs balance of players playing on both sides. And when you look at Fred and McTominay, Fred does tend at the moment, obviously he's playing deeper, but he's also playing a bit more to the left side, and McTominay's playing a bit more on the right side. If you then bring Rabiot in, he's left-footed. So that then, does that switch around? Is that a signing that we're assuming Frankie de Jong comes in and the two switch around? Obviously, it's not the biggest problem in the world if the midfielder's playing on the opposite side, because he's still fairly central. But just in terms of balance, it's something I'm not too sure how it works. But yeah, it just reeks of desperation at this point.
Yeah.
Owen, what are you saying?
Oh, same as everyone, really, isn't it? It is desperation. It is, United. This is what baffles me about it as well, because we monitor and shortlist a lot. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, 804 right backs. We landed on him. Like, get your deck of cards. Imagine your deck of cards was 804. Pick a card, any card, pulled it out. Wan-Bissaka. I'll have another card, please. Put it back in. You put out the Joker. There's only one of them in a pack. Unbelievable. But with United, they monitor and shortlist all of these people, and yet we still get panic buys. We still get short-term options. We still get players that are way past 30, and we get players that, I said it, it's Rocky Horror Picture Show sentence. We're going for our Rolodex of players that we've been linked with before, years ago, whether it's Milinkovic-Savic, whether it is even Ismail Assar. We were linked to him, 2018, 2019? It's not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying that it feels like United, they maybe had a list of people that they wanted this summer, and like inevitably, and credit to Faz, credit to everyone that was saying it, the deck of cards collapsed unbelievably quickly. And I saw in one of the comments saying, you saying wait until the window's closed to judge it, but we're 3 weeks away, and it's easy to judge at the moment. It's very easy to judge. I would still say, like with anything, you have to, because I do think we'll still sign players. I think we'll sign 2 or 3 players. With how desperate and panicking we are, I hope we might even sign more. And then again, you have to judge the window once it's completed. But so far, if you when you're doing your dissertation, you can send it to your tutor halfway through or something like that to get an initial reading. They'd be like, you need to do a lot of work. You need to do a lot of work before you hand that in. And that's United at the moment. And clearly, these people that have been on this list, these short list, it's been massively, massively expedited as to what happened at the weekend. For some reason, it took us to lose against Brighton to realise the powers that be that we're short. Even though lots of people, even the positive people going into that game at Brighton said, I think we'll win, but we're short. And now suddenly the clubs come to a conclusion that we're short. And it's like, well, it did not take a genius to figure that out. Somehow, now they figured it out. But that's how we get ourselves into a situation of Alvaro Morata. Do you want him? No, I don't want Alvaro Morata. Because ask a Chelsea fan if they'd have a Morata back. They go, absolutely no way. There's a reason this guy has played at all of these top clubs around Europe for only like a year or two.
Yeah,
because he goes there, doesn't score, and then the other club gets in a situation like we are now, where we go, we need a striker. Oh, he plays for Juventus. Oh, he plays for Real Madrid. He plays for Atletico. He must be good. He plays for Chelsea. He must be good. And we sign him and go, oh no, he's not. He doesn't score goals actually. And again, Erik ten Hag said, it's not about signing players, it's about signing the right players. That's gone. It's not about signing the right players. Now, clearly, it's about signing players. We need bodies.
You know how desperate it is? The whole point of, I think, why Ten Hag's going through his contact list for players is, look, in terms of how good they are physically, sort of can they run around technically, every club has thousands of hours of footage available. Even if you don't see them in training, you can judge that stuff off the footage. What Ten Hag's doing by going through his contact list is going with players that he knows them mentally. He knows how sharp they are. He knows what happens, and he trusts that if things go wrong, they will go back to the principles that he wants them to play. Because we saw what happened on Sunday. For the 15 minutes when things went wrong, just before that goal, until half-time, all of those players started playing the way they wanted to play, started panicking, passes started going out of play. Ten Hag wants players that are mentally robust, and when things go wrong, they don't panic, they don't start doing the wrong things, they play the way he wants them to play. This stuff about using Ten Hag's contact list, all it tells you is mentally he doesn't trust what he's got now. And yeah, that will take to change that on players that have played sort of 8-9 years at a professional level. It's going to take time. It may take a year and a half to change these players' mentality so that when things go wrong, they don't start panicking and they keep playing the way they're supposed to do. It even took Guardiola a while at City. But the reason we're having this problem of going through the contact list and finding people he's worked with before is he obviously feels he doesn't trust these players. He doesn't trust them mentally. He doesn't trust that they can stick to that level. Because if he was purely after players that are good technically, good physically or whatever, there's enough people out there that there's enough footage out there, there's enough players out there that they will have scouted, they'll have shortlists. And we see this sort of normally sort of 6-12 months down the line, we see the players that the scouting department has suggested, and actually they end up being good players at other clubs. But now Ten Hag's not trusting that because he needs to sort out the dressing room now mentally, and that's the biggest problem. If you can't trust them mentally, it's all very well playing quite well for, I think the first half hour we were okay, moved the ball quite well. Periods of the second half again, okay, moved the ball quite well. But if you have one period in the game where you make mistakes, everything goes wrong, and you haven't got players on the pitch that can sort that out, your result's gone. And as much as right now, when you're building an era, it may not be about results immediately. We want to win at some point. You've got to be able to trust your players. And at the moment, he doesn't. So he needs to get that in the dressing room first, which I think is why he's going so hard for the players that he knows before and he can trust them.
He's had a lot of criticism for that. I'm just going to read out a bunch of super chats because there's loads, and then you guys can take the floor. I'll come to Faz after this. Giovanni says it's funny how, I'm just going to say funny how some people, because I don't want to be bringing people's names into things and stuff like that, but you put a super chat, so I want to respect it. It's funny how some people have ruined kind of everyone's view on Sarr, who was linked to us. Don't let them fool you. He's an excellent player and has lots of potential. He demolished us last year. I really hope we get him. Sarr's been laughed at loads. My personal opinion, even when we were linked to Sarr the first time, when he's a Watford, he's a really good player. I think if you take the time to actually watch Sarr and you look at Rashford and what he's putting up, I'm telling you now, well, we've been looking at Welbeck and looking at Rashford. So there's a conversation. Do you know what I mean? Like, just think where we actually are before we kind of turn our noses up at players and kind of go with like an agenda before we, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that he's the answer. Why have we not got him? It's a disgrace. I'm just saying you can't always just, discount players because they may have dropped down to the Championship or may not be your cup of tea. So I do like Sarr personally. And Red Baron says, did you guys know if the Glazers tried to buy us now, it wouldn't be legal to? I guess United's buyout from the Glazers was shady after all. Well, probably with the club in this much debt and stuff like that. And Red Baron says, someone make a username called Marcel's Porridge. And you know what? The porridge thing, I have to say this. Me and Owen got labelled with the porridge thing, yeah? All window. It weren't even me and Owen that actually said it. Can you actually put some clarification on this, Marcel? Because I seem to remember, bro, you was the one who was like, well, yeah, just need to have some porridge. I'm just going to have some porridge and chill. We never said it. You did.
Everyone's been labelled with that tag right now. Faz, everyone comes and says that. I just feel like right now, the window's still open. We have to see who gets brought in, and that's the stance that I have on it. We are
even
in the mud.
Marcel.
We're definitely in the mud, but
yeah,
the window's still open. I'm not saying that loads of brilliant players are about to come in and that kind of thing.
Okay,
they've let us down. 100%, they've let us down. Like I said before, but the window's still open. Let's see who they bring in.
As in the window's still open, so what, we can still fix this, or the window's still open, so we'll get players.
So we'll get players. We'll get bodies in. We're at the end of the day, there's no way of fixing this. This is still basically the same team from last season. If he's still playing McFred time after time, this is still basically last season's team. Luke Shaw was still in there. De Gea was still in there. It's still not. This is not a quick fix, guys. No one should be fooled to say this was going to be a quick fix. And especially with the porridge thing, I was talking about in particular Frankie de Jong, which I've been wrong on so far. So it was very particular what I was talking about. Frankie de Jong come in, everyone was frantic about it and worried about it, and they still are. But let's see what happens. I was going to say, we're even more frantic and worried now. Yeah. But I hear what you're saying. So I just needed that I need that clarification, because me and Owen being labelled with that every stream since. Oh, you're still eating your porridge, are you? I don't even like porridge. I never even said porridge. Yeah,
I hate porridge now.
I never even said
again.
Porridge.
I walk past it in Tesco's. I see porridge oats. I shudder.
Yeah.
The Marcel thing. Well, Harshal says Juve are laughing at us for F's sake, especially after Pogba. Yeah. And Omoslo says, shout out to the Discord. Faz deserves his credit. Stop stealing his retweet. Ghana didn't score. I need more McFred Payne in my vein. I think Eric Ten Hag is purposely playing McTominay and Fred, basically to show how bad they're. Who stole your retweet, Faz? What's that about?
About 12 journalists.
Oh, what? Because you were saying about what players were there or did what happened?
And to prove that they were copying, I put in a fake name saying he scored, and he didn't. And it was actually Garnacho who scored.
Oh, you done the test. Oh, you done the test on them.
Yeah, I've done the test, and they all failed. And this morning I woke up and I had numerous journalists and verified journalists in my DMs asking if they could use my stuff and whatever. And I said the damage is done. The people who were at the top, they didn't respect me. Doesn't matter if I have 1 or 4,000 followers. Doesn't matter. It's about principality. So you lot can do one and know you ain't having my stuff.
Faz sources spoke, mate. Faz sources said, mate, you ain't the thing's trademarked.
He planted a fake story. Oh, CIA settings. Oh.
Yeah,
and established the mole.
Yeah. Oh,
big up Faz. Investigator Faz, bro.
Yeah.
Luther, man, like Luther. James says the best transfer news we've had this week is not signing Arnautovic. A tunnel of eternal darkness awaits us this season. 3 months wasted on Frankie de Jong. And Belly Visual says a question for all of you. What comes first, your brand or your club? Will you help support the Glazer out movement? Interesting one, that Belly Visual. What comes to me is people being free to do what they want to do because we live in a democracy. So if people want to boycott the stadium, if people don't want to buy shirts, if people want to protest, if people want to go to the games so they can actually be in the stadium and voice their frustration at the same time as voicing their support for the team, if people want to say they're never going to watch Manchester United again but watch them on Sky instead and listen on the radio instead or whatever, that's what I believe in. So that's what's most important to me. I think there's a lot of scaremongering that happens sometimes in the way that people should and shouldn't do things. I saw some quite dangerous stuff on social media, in my opinion, of like the real fans would do X, but the fake fans would do Y. Insane to me. I think once you start trying to label fans as these categories of this, that, and the other, I think that's really unfair. So yeah, big up to you, Belly Visual, because I know you always come through with super chats and get involved in the channel. But yeah, that's my take on that one. And Steven says, I said Ten Hag was the cheaper option and wouldn't last the season, and the board are playing him. You said I totally disagree. Care to reconsider, Marcel? So what you're saying? So they're asking you. Well, he said Ten Hag was the cheaper option and he wouldn't last the season. What? Yeah, no, that's strong, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
After a game,
I know. Yeah. After one football match, it's a bit frantic right now, and I understand everyone's frustration, but we have to have patience. You know, we gave Oli 10, 13 games last season. Do you know what I mean? So let's just be patient with what's happening right now. We know that the board's not backing them, and our frustration should be towards the board and towards the Glazers, if anything.
I think that's the key there.
Yeah, that's the key, man. Ten Hag's a good manager.
Rohit says, Jay Burr of the Telegraph says Frankie de Jong has rejected Man United. Mate.
When hasn't he? When hasn't he?
When hasn't he? Other times he said, yeah, you know, he's still there. He wants to come, etc., etc. Masu says, we're on plan U, let alone plan B. And yeah, it's basically what
plan UV. Subscribe bottom right hand corner, smash a like on the like button.
Yeah, 100%. There you go. Oh, it's quick on that one. Keegan says, Marcel, when you said that we need to chill 4 or 5 weeks ago and wait for the window to close before you judge it, are you saying panic stations now?
No, I'm not saying completely panic stations now, because we could still get players that are functional, more functional than what the current two that we have in the midfield now. You know, so. And he can still be able to produce a half decent squad. Our target is not to win the league. It's not really to be top 4. It's to play good football or functional football at the moment. He still has the players from last season. That's a big issue, you know. So we've got to hope that with whatever comes in, he can get them to play together as a team, because they're not doing that right now. And hope for the best. I mean, the biggest challenge maybe is going to be season 2 or 3. Where he's got some of his players and he's still finding it difficult. He has to learn the league. We're still, the magnitude of the job at hand is massive. He still has to learn the league. We're complaining about the height of centre backs. We're complaining about the style of play. If they can actually play the style of play, it's much deeper than just one transfer window. There's also January transfer window to come. So we'll see what happens. Let's be patient. and trust what's happening at the moment. It's not looking good at the moment for sure, especially in terms of board level and transfers in, but it's not panic station. I wouldn't be completely worried now, or absolute panic stations. One game of football, guys.
Faz, his face he was looking like he was not laughing, but had something to say. Steph as well. Faz, with the back of what Marcel was saying there, what was your reaction to that?
Marcel's patience must come from Thanos's Infinity Stone, because this guy's patience never runs out. I'm a human being, not a robot. I want results. I pay, I go, I travel, I support my team for a reason, not to be made to look like a fool. My club should not be made to be look like a fool, and we are a bunch of fools. You can't say we're not. Games get lost, winning and losing games happens all the time. But the way this manager is being backed, the way the whole organization is being ran from top to bottom, it's diabolical. I cannot have patience when the organization isn't being run properly. Patience for what? Patience for who? And patience from where? I was patient last season. You told me to be patient last season. Winter night, you told me, and I was patient then. Punch to be won, you told me. I was patient then. I was patient the season before then, and before then, and before then. I was patient when they said let Mourinho go. I was patient all through those years, but I cannot be patient anymore. My patience has run out, and we need to be not panicking, but being real with ourselves. There's no point being patient if you're not seeing any result. Frankie de Jong isn't here. You even forgot about Timber, the number one right back priority of ours. Timber, he didn't want to come. Bids are getting rejected left, right, and center. We're a laughing stock. We're a mockery as a club. Our bids get rejected now. When did that happen? When did that happen? And you're patient because window's still open. You
Bids have been
can't
rejected
ask
in the past.
donkeys
That has
to
happened.
run like
Let's
horses.
Let's clarify. United have had bids rejected prior to the Glazers coming in. That is
Sure,
a fact.
but it's not like now, Owen. It isn't. Small players who played in China and stuff, we're linked with them, and those clubs are rejecting bids. When
Good.
Manchester United used to go for players,
But then what are now, bitch?
But come on, Owen. These are not serious players, and they're definitely not Ten Hag's players. Manchester United, the scouting team are probably going to Ten Hag saying, "Oh, you worked with these players before. Do you want to have a crack with one of these and maybe try them in the squad?" Because the budget, where's this money? Where's the money, Owen? Because it's not here. I don't know where it is. There ain't no money to buy any forwards or any wingers.
It's been burnt.
The club is in disarray, and I don't have any patience when I'm not seeing anything change. I can't expect donkeys to run like horses. I can't.
I don't even know who Dr. Zeus is, but everyone's saying that Faz sounds like him, and I think that must be funny.
You don't know Dr. Seuss is? That's Cat in the Hat and all that kind of stuff. That's right, isn't it?
What's that?
I think so.
Is that not a Marvel person?
No.
That's like a childhood cartoon.
Yeah. Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
Horton, here's a Who.
Never seen it, mate. No.
What have you seen? It's a
Seen
book.
it. Oh,
It's good.
never read it. There you go. Thought it was
Flex,
a film.
did you even have a childhood?
Yeah, I watched Keenan and Kel. While you lot was doing that shit, I was watching Keenan and Kel.
But these like Dr. Seuss, were they written in like the 30s or 40s?
Oh, I was watching like Magic Roundabout and that. What's his name? Paddington Bear. You know, Play Days. You know what I mean? I was watching the real shit, not what that guy is. I don't know what that is. No.
Can we can we go back to Rabiot really quickly? Because I guess one thing I did want to say about that is, okay, so let's backtrack a bit. So he's at Juve. Well, I'm no longer anymore. He's we just signed. And they're getting rid of him, and they've given him to us. And now they're talking about getting PSG Leonardo Paredes to go Juventus from PSG. In my mind, like, again, maybe Cam can answer this, but I'm like, we should have bought Paredes instead of Rabiot, because I feel like that's a position that we desperately need, like a more defensive midfielder. But second of all, why couldn't we have gone in for him as well if we've got supposedly like all of this money?
Where is it? Yeah.
Answer me that. No, but seriously, like, and I feel like I don't know what like is it. He's currently, I think PSG are putting up for sale for what is it, 20 million euros? 20 million euros or 25 million euros? Like
they don't want him anymore.
So
he needs a change.
Okay, but then my point being is like, why aren't we in for him? Like, why aren't we seriously considering like being in for him? I'm lost for words. Honestly, I don't know what to say.
Well, I would say the direction of things is we're following what the manager wants to bring in. With whatever options there is in the market, we're following what the manager wants to bring in. And I think that's the right direction to go in.
No, you're wrong. The manager didn't want these players.
Our problem
Marcel, the manager didn't identify Arnautovic at the start of the window. Marcel, don't do this now.
No, hold on.
Don't pollute the heads.
No, hold on. Our problem is the Glazers, obviously, and the board, and the access to funds, and the consistent poor decisions made for years and years and years. And if you all think that money's available willy-nilly and easily accessible because of consistent poor business that's happened, it's not the way. So right now we're going with what the manager wants. And that's how it's going to have to be for this season. It's just that simple. We have to have patience with the process that's happening right now. If there's anyone to blame right now, it's definitely the Glazers. And that's how it goes. And that's my stance on it, guys. As terms of what's happened on the pitch, I 100% believe and back who the manager wants to bring in and the style of the play that he's trying to embark on. That's it. So even when people are telling me, oh, we could have got Bissouma, we could have got this player, that player. All of these players would be my preference. Honestly, I'm being very honest. All of these types of players. But if the manager wants said player in the club, we have to back that. The predicament that we're in terms of access to funds, we were talking about we've only got 150 million. Our club's massive. We should have 300 million, 350 easily to spend. But again, this is previous mistakes that have happened, poor decisions again and again and again. That's put us in this predicament. This is not Ten Hag's fault. I'm reading people telling me Ten Hag should be gone. He should be sacked. We should not be trolling.
Bro, I'm telling you now, don't listen to them people there. Like that's the thing. Like on social media, anyone saying this manager's an idiot or he's a puppet, he's not going to check. Like you said, after one game, they're just chatting rubbish. They are. They're just chatting rubbish. I think
it's like Flex saying he doesn't know Dr. Seuss is. He's trolling. You telling me?
I don't know who he is though.
The Grinch. You never heard of the
Grinch is. Jim Carrey. Yeah, I know who the Grinch is.
Yeah, but do you know who wrote that book that the film is based on?
No, the only children's author I know is Roald Dahl.
What ever?
Unless J.K. Rowling done the Harry Potter thing as well, which I didn't read any of them, but I do know that one. And who wrote Goosebumps? I don't know.
R.L. Stein, is that his name? Was it?
There
Stein?
You go. That's great pub knowledge. That I know them three. So yeah, I don't know. But I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm not afraid to say I don't know though.
But it's the Grinch.
Wait, I know the Grinch. I've seen the Grinch. I know the story of the Grinch.
You stole Christmas.
Yeah, that's fine.
Dr. Seuss.
Never heard of him. Never heard of him.
Someone said let it go.
Yeah, Elsa it, mate. Just Elsa that. Cam was disagreeing with something that Faz was saying when he was talking about patience, and he wanted to come in there. What was your thing on that? Because Faz is basically saying that his patience is dried up. He's done. What was you disagreeing?
I agree partly in terms of transfers and all the off the pitch stuff with the owners, the board. I get that 100%. Massive, completely agree. Patience has gone with that lot, but on the pitch, that's one of the biggest things killing the team right now. Is that every time we try and do these things, like we try and play out from the back, we have the centre backs and the full backs really deep, try and bait the press and create space in behind or whatever, and the ball goes to one of them, and the entire stadium starts screaming at that player, kick it, get rid of it. Have some patience, understand what we're trying to build, understand what's going on. And again, like this result, realistically, it was a 15-minute period where everything went wrong. We were terrible for that 15-minute period. But you've got to see there's more structure than there was last season. There's things that we're building. The manager's trying to do things. There's ideas there. We've been crying out for it for so long. And because we've conceded a couple of goals, in the long term, it's about results because we want to win things. But right now, it's about developing principles. It's about getting things right. It's about starting to play the right way. And there are like there is evidence of that happening where we're playing better as a team, and when individuals are playing badly, it's not killing the team as much as it did last season, which tells you there's actually the beginnings of a system. Things are actually working a little bit better. So as much as it's like, oh yeah, I've got no patience, have patience with what's going on the pitch. Ten Hag's doing the best he can with what he's got, and you can see things are starting to work. There are things that work really well. Like we created quite a lot of chances against Brighton. Compare it to last season against Brighton, how they took us apart for 90 minutes. That didn't happen. It was an even game. Even on the XG or whatever, it was pretty close. It wasn't like they dominated us. They just scored a couple of goals when we had a really bad 15-minute period. Of course, that's going to happen under a new manager. Things are going to go wrong, and you've got players from previous regimes who, when things go wrong, start making the wrong decisions. That's the whole point. You've got to train the mind. That's what Ten Hag's trying to do, and that's why he's going for players that he knows mentally. So have some patience with him. He's at least trying to do the right things. And I guarantee for most of the rest of the games in the season, even if we were stuck with McTominay and Fred, the results will be better, the performances will be better, because they're not going to be up against 4 centre mids. So it's little things actually again in that Brighton game that the way they set up caused us massive problems and made things a hell of a lot worse. So I think a lot of this is a massive overreaction. Yes, we know we need more quality in midfield, but don't overreact. It's a 2-1 loss to a really good team. In fact, one of the best coached teams in the Premier League. We're just starting off the Ten Hag era. I know things weren't perfect all game, but you can at least see some ideas. You can at least see progress. Have patience on the pitch. Off the pitch, the fact we're Arnautovic and Rabiot, it's a joke. There's no excuse for that. That is an absolute joke. No patience for that anymore for the owners, for the board. That's terrible. But on the pitch, have some patience. He's doing the best he can. Yeah, okay, a couple of players, Marcus Rashford probably shouldn't be starting anymore. He's had enough chances. But for the most part, he's doing what we've been crying out for so long. So on the pitch, especially in the stadium, stop screaming at things. Stop screaming to, like, when we lose the ball, people are screaming within 3 seconds, go and run over there and get it back when people are getting back into shape. No, just relax. We've got things under control on the pitch for most of the game, and we've seen progress from last season already. Just be patient with it, really.
Faz, have you been misunderstood at where your anger is? Is your frustration when you're saying you run out of patience and stuff? Is some of that like on the pitch as well, or are you solely talking about I've lost faith in the board? How they, don't tell me to keep calm about transfers because we ain't going to get them. Where is your My question is, where is your frustration most lying?
In the market, we're jokers. We're fools, plain and simple. We've not been good in the market for many years, and that's that. This year is no different. My frustration isn't even with the market because I told you from 3 months ago, 2.5 months ago, this is going to happen. So why am I going to be frustrated? I'm okay. But my frustration is firstly, Cam, you cannot go to a football game and be silent. It's never going to happen. And that's impossible. 70,000 fans go there to express their emotions, feelings, and they're not going to be silent and be patient. When Harry Maguire's got the ball, when Martinez has got the ball, Van de Beek, whoever, they're going to shout instructions. It's just how football works. But the other thing as well is these same players, whether you say X, Y, Z, or they came second, Europa League, or European final, whatever you say, when a new manager comes in and he's trying to put some sort of a philosophy, I told you, I gave them 3 to 4 games, 5 games. 5 games max. But there is certain qualities and abilities, Cam, you know yourself, that some of these players do not have. And we keep trying to find the smallest thing to say such a player, such a this, such a patience. Why? Why are we so willing to hug and caress and keep these players in our club? Why? Man City get rid of players like this. Why can't we?
No, we've said the whole way along, Fred and McTominay aren't good enough. We need better. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, with what we've got, you can see he's trying things, he's implementing things. There's more of a structure there, and in time, that's going to make us a better team. It's not the thing is, if we want to win things, we're not. Even if everything went perfectly with Ten Hag ball, we weren't winning anything this year. City and Liverpool are too far ahead. We've got to be aiming to win things in 2 or 3 years. That's just how long it takes. There's got to be a cycle of players coming in and out of the club. There's got to be a lot of things that change from a football perspective. It's going to take time, and so the important thing now isn't results. Judge it by Christmas. I guarantee by Christmas we're seeing better football for a more sustained period of time than we've seen for the last 2 or 3 years.
That's a big guarantee. That's a receipt worthy. That's a receipt worthy statement.
That's take
receipts. Bookmark that. 9th of August, 1843. Please, I want everyone held accountable. Please.
Yeah, no, clip it.
Clips will be made.
But the important bits are that we've seen more structure under Ten Hag in one game than we've seen under Solskjaer for a long time. And you can see it even in pre-season when players are playing badly, it's not killing the entire team. We're still able to function. McTominay and Fred were useless against Brighton. We still created a lot of chances down the wings because there was a structure there. We're able to get the ball to our wings a little bit.
But
We're able to combine. We saw things that we haven't seen for a long time.
They told me leather jacket, electric guitar football is coming to Manchester United. They told me Thomas Tuchel and Klopp's godfather is coming to Manchester United. I did a fan cam with Flex and I said, I'm not happy with Ralph Ragnick as a coach. And you can go and check. And go and check the comments. What did the fan base say? Faz, you're impatient. You're a pessimist. You should be patient. And where did your patience lead you to? Where?
The Ralph Ragnick situation was a complete mess.
With the same bunch of players, you lot want to be patient. When actually... even preseason is important. Training sessions are important. They have the best facilities in the world. Yet still Luke Shaw can't overlap. What, does he not know after 7-8 years of being in the club what an overlap is? Yet Dallo still is slow to come back. Does he not know when he needs to come back? Why are these things happening? David De Gea is a legend, so-called legend of the club. Me, myself, I've stood on this hill for him, but he still can't string a pass together properly. And you want to be patient with this manager because he's all of a sudden going to make miracle happen. All of a sudden.
So you're complaining about the players and then saying it's bad to be patient with the manager. Isn't it that more reason to give him patience?
Give the manager the players he can play with. These players don't have it in them. They don't have it.
By the way, Faz, you brought up De Gea, and you've said some positive things about De Gea before, and I saw a tweet, and you know me, I am very salty, right? And I have receipts all the time. I saw a tweet that says, and I quote, "David De Gea has to go. Thanks for your services, David. I love you, but thank you and goodbye."
Yep.
I recall vividly.
That is so literal. He's so literal. Thank you and goodbye.
I recall vividly when we were having all of these De Gea discussions and Marcel was saying his stuff, you were saying, "Marcel, you're out your mind. You're crazy. What's going on here?" I would like to know, as someone who is still defending David De Gea, and I hate the word defending, like it's agenda-driven and it's not, but still say it's not a priority. Why have you changed your mind?
Every position is a priority, Owen. I can't go down the pecking order and say, "Oh no, I'm done with that."
That's illogical, though. Priorities. No. There are the priorities by the definition of priority.
Owen,
is one is more important than the other.
I don't believe in it. You might do. I don't believe in priorities. Every position has a priority. Football is 11 men playing on the pitch.
How can you plan?
Not 5, not 7. No, every position.
We're
and
complaining about
here, we cannot. I saw it with my own eyes. What Cam was telling me. And I am sorry to Cam. I said it in front of when I came out the stadium.
Sorry to Cam. What about sorry to Marcel?
What about sorry to
Wow.
But I saw it. I clearly saw it. There were numerous times Luke Shaw was free. Numerous times the ball could have been passed to Jadon Sancho. And Jadon Sancho was so quiet in the first half because he wasn't getting the ball properly. And David De Gea put Fred under pressure. And then we blame Fred that he can't sustain pressure because this bunch of midfielders around Fred. And
we're talking priorities.
He does it on purpose. It's almost like he does it on purpose.
You don't believe in priorities, right? But by that case, you're saying that David De Gea, getting rid of him is just as important as finding a midfield replacement for McTominay and Fred. Which one is more important?
If you want to be really literal, oh my God.
Because it's the definition of priorities.
To be
How can you have?
But to me, Owen, every position is important. The board should have known exactly what the manager wants, exact style of play the manager wants, exact type of player the manager wants to play with, and should have gone and ironed out. We got Tom Heaton as a backup. And Dean Henderson is saving goals like this at Nottingham Forest.
Who cares about Dean Henderson? He's not at the club anymore.
But he's still one of our players on loan, isn't he?
Oh, he won't be much longer. He's caged animal. He's caged animal. Conceding 2 Newcastle.
I don't want him anywhere near.
It's all important.
Again, priorities.
We need to be tackling. We needed to be. We're too slow in the transfer market. It's as simple as that. We didn't tackle players and find replacements quick enough. And now you're seeing exactly what Manchester United do every year. Panic settings for Manchester United.
There are a hell of a load of super chats. I'm just gonna fall back and read these out, and you guys can carry on because this is what the full view is all about. And everyone's getting involved in the chat. There's a lot of opinion, there's a lot of comments, and a lot of super chats. Hakeem says, "Faz, my guy, I apologize. The transfer strategy, there's a bunch of sorries all flying around there. You've got Faz apologizing to Cam, but not Marcel. Me and Owen are apologizing to Faz, saying you said it before. Faz disowning De Gea. It's all going off. Steph's just speechless because she's like, I just can't believe this shit. Like, it's just insane. Faz, my guy, I apologize. The transfer strategy has been a mess. Both Board and Eric Ten Hag culpable in this. I'm not panicking because I had no expectations.
Ten Hag, Hakeem, Ten Hag's at fault after one football match, and a reasonably
yeah, true. Yeah, Ten Hag's not culpable. I didn't even remember to see that bit properly. Yeah, he's not. Come on, guys. What we we blaming this on Ten Hag?
What I would say, and again, I want to counter this with, you know, I'm all for Ten Hag. I'm not against him. But I think some people, like, if you go online, if you go on social media, even from me talking to my friends, like Manchester United fans, it's like, how could Eric Ten Hag not see in pre-season what we've known all along? Why has it taken him until Brighton to see that midfield isn't good enough? Like, and Cam, I completely agree with you about like the mentality and why he's looking for players that he knows has the right mentality. But surely, did Eric Ten Hag, has he not figured that out? Like before the start of the season, did he not figure it out? Okay, McTominay and Fred just don't work. They don't have that mentality. And actually, sorry to just go back, I'm like spewing shit now, but you know, your point about patience, again, yeah, my patience is with Eric Ten Hag. My patience certainly isn't with the Glazers, but I don't have any patience for these players, because the players in particular, like we all know, like they don't have the mentality. So every time I see them reverting back to type with that 9-minute spell where we let in 2 goals, and like literally, where were their heads at? Where were their heads? They lost their heads. And that's the patience. I don't have patience for that shit. When you're a professional footballer and you've been in this and you're playing for Manchester United, I don't have patience for weak mentality. You can do one. Sorry, I'm just...
Yeah, Cam, you was gonna say back there, and I'll carry on with super chats. Go on.
Yeah, I mean, the irony is, in terms of mentality and stuff, McTominay and Fred are probably 2 of the better ones in the squad. They just have no quality. So mentally, in terms of Ten Hag bringing in players that mentally you can trust, McTominay and Fred. Well, go on, Steph.
No, I was just going to say, Fred got a red card. Like McTominay, like he just loses it. He literally just loses it. They don't have.
Yeah, but in terms of what I'm saying mentally, though, in terms of you want players that are consistent throughout the 90 minutes. Those 2 are consistent. They may be consistently shit, but they're consistent at least. Half the rest of them you can't trust. That's the
problem. Yeah, carry on. Listen.
No, that was it. It's just that it's about consistency. That's what you want.
Cam's like, listen, you know they're going to be shit. At least that's something.
Yeah.
Amoslo says, Daily Brilliant, and let me get through these and you guys can carry on. Amoslo says, Daily Brilliant, deadline day, protecting the Discord. Oh, God. Hakeem says, Man United transfer software is on dial-up. Latest member of the United View Members Club is Musa. Thank you very much for coming through there. How was your porridge this morning, lads? Serious note, I do feel there was some overreaction following the loss, particularly from journos who seem to be enjoying the chaos. It equals clicks, says Ace Greenway. I think that's what Marcel's kind of alluding to. 100%. You know, we said before the season starts, we've got to battle down the hatches as fans and let the memes come, let the rivals come, let the journos, you know, people like Samuel Luckhurst love it. I feel like there's not a journalist more that when it's going wrong, he says it in the most calmest, but most happiest, proudest way to completely, you know, dissect Manchester United failings. He ain't wrong with what he says, but just the way he says it, you can tell there's a bit of joy there. Do you know what I mean? Kristen says, need to forget about Rabiot, get Frankie de Jong over the line, sign Paredes, Dumfries, Anthony, and then Yarmouk, loan with option. Okay, so the Anthony thing, people saying that maybe we're trying to go for Gakpo to try and push that on and stuff like that, but I'm not too sure about that. Chalaboy comment says, shout out to Marcel. Don't always agree with 100% of everything he says, but what can't be doubted is that man knows ball. Big up. So some people say Marcel don't know anything about football. Some people say he does. Some people say the same about Faz.
That's Marcel's burner account. I saw him typing that.
Marcel's paid for his own super chat. Ace says, Flex, how many likes to reveal your real name? I don't think YouTube can go up to that many likes. I don't think it can. I don't think it's possible, to be honest. I don't think it's something we'll just never know. Although
you mean Fleck isn't your real name? I thought it was
exactly
Fleck.
That was actually christened that. Like my mum christened me Fleck.
Yeah, so, Fleck. Yeah.
Exactly. You're muted.
Talking of likes, Owen, do you remember we did the match view not the Brighton one, the week before. And I said, I really regret this, but I said, if we get to 200k subscribers, I'm going to bungee jump. And I've had nightmares about it ever since.
Oof,
Never
well,
commit to anything. That's what I say.
that will happen.
Like, of course, I want us to get to 200,000 subscribers, but
I don't necessarily want to do a bungee jump. Well, you better get ready because that will happen in time. 200k will happen.
And Josh will be there to film it.
100%. We'll all be there to laugh. Myron says, I hope we aren't just assuming we all beat Brentford. I'm definitely not assuming that. This is a very high chance we end the transfer window without a single point. Very worried. Yeah, it could be Arsenal settings for the first 3 games. Brentford away, Liverpool at home. You do the maths. WJ Barrett says, no point getting angry. We all know it's going to take time. He would do it his way and will make mistakes, and we must back him. We need to remain positive, or else we are back at square one. Let's see who comes. That's what basically Marcel's been saying. Faz is like, okay, well, yeah, when we lose against Brentford, then tell me to be calm. You tell me to be calm. You all asked for this. You asked for me to be calm. Faz is just silently, he said, okay, fine, cool. All right, cool. You're going to see again. Wayne says, explain Glazer at the game and no protest. Anti-Glazer movement is as half-hearted as our owner's intent on success. There was a protest. There was a protest. There was a protest before the game, quite a strong protest at the top of the Munich tunnel. I was there. I did see it. It happened. I know you saw that as well. And some people believe that Sarr would be a bad sign, says Giovanni. And PS says, Owen, it's time for your pronunciation successor to Seshko. It's Cody Gakpo. Type his name into Google Translate and have the language in Dutch. Owen, are you ready to go down
I've already done it. I've already done it. Cody Gakpo.
Oh, wow. Oh, you actually jinxed it by actually bringing it to the table as well.
Cody Gakpo.
Well done. We ain't going to sign that. Your pronunciations are as contagious as me touching goalposts, bro. You shouldn't be doing them. There's enough there now.
I'm just trying to expand, I want to get these names right. So often when players come to the Premier League, or just in general, we mispronunciate their names. Put some respect on names. Put some respect on Cody Gakpo.
He's not here.
It's in general. Say his name properly.
Stephen says, I said it weeks ago before a ball was kicked. I'm guessing you said that it would be like this or we would lose. I'm guessing you're saying. And Carrie Moore 18 says, should Ten Hag accept some responsibility for not listening to Ralph Rangnick? Ralph Rangnick could have given him the whole playbook, but he just blue ticked him, just left him on red. And Tariq says, Ten Hag won't make it 2 years. Tariq, is that because you think he won't get backed and ultimately will end in failure because managers keep failing under this regime, or is it because you just don't think he's good enough, which is a crazy assessment after one game, in my opinion, but let me know which one it is. Here we go. Liam H says, the problem is United is owned by a Cayman Trust. It's the wrong vehicle because of the fiduciary obligations on a trustee to the Glazer family. They just can't spend money as the club needs to. And I'm just going to make sure I get you guys to chat. So many. 349 Scotty says, was it the board that put Ericsson at the 9'8" centre back against long balls, took off Fred and played McTominay single pivot, took off Sancho and Bruno when goal needed? So criticism for Ten Hag there in his game management from 349. Marcel not having that.
Scotty.
Oh, no.
It's one football match and he's new to the league. He has to learn these things. It's a learning process for him as well.
Doing there? So what's Steve McLaren doing there? I thought he knows the league.
He's also a dinosaur of the Premier League. He's having to.
So we bought a dinosaur we bought a dinosaur. So we brought a dinosaur to help the new manager.
It's the manager's choice at the ultimate. Forget why we're talking about Steve McLaren. It's the manager's choice. The manager has selected those players to play in this position. The false line didn't work. We're going to lose football matches and we're going to win football matches under the Ten Hag era. Get used to it, guys. It's going to happen. We've said this before. It's going to buckle in. Why have you not buckling in? Get sick.
Faz, put your seat. It's gone from having porous to put your seatbelt on.
Yes. Buckle in.
Now, Marcel, you've done another one. You've done another one. You get the amount of times now we're going to see on Twitter or in comments now. Buckle in, buckle up. 5-0 down. Are you buckled in,
guys? What's going on?
What have you done?
He has to learn.
I agree with that. I agree that strap up. It's going to be a long season.
It's going to be a long season. It's like,
click your seatbelts in.
Why we made a mistake? He's new to the league. Other managers have been new to the league and made mistakes and then gone on to win Premier Leagues.
Yeah, sure.
Please.
Oh my God. No, but it's true though. It's true in terms of like we're gonna get mad results. We are. We definitely are gonna get bad results. We can't lose our head after every bad result. But for me, I think everybody is justified in being super, super angry at
So I said
what
that
our
the
exit,
cornflakes now.
at our exit strategy post that game. You know what I mean? Before the game, we heard a little bit about Arnautovic. You lose the game, then you're telling us you're bidding for Arnautovic. No, we get to get angry as fans at that. I'm not having that. Like you get at that specific thing, not the tap. Like I said, I could take losing at home to Brighton. I could take seeing McTominay fall over the ball because he was trying something new with the system and, you know, false nine because he stayed true to his principles and didn't start Ronaldo because he said you've got to prove your fitness. I'd rather struggle without you and stay true to my principles early doors than just throw you in. I got no problem with that. Losing against Brighton, fine. It's a tough one to take. It hurts, but I can take it. But don't come out after the game and tell me that our club is going to sign Marko Arnautovic, and now all of a sudden we've got Rabiot, and now all of a sudden we're looking at Gakpo. Now all of a sudden Benjamin Šeško's not it. Now all of a sudden there's no Tielemans, there's no. Don't tell me that. I agree 100% with that. That outrage is justified. But anything to do with the manager and the tactics and that, I'm not really here for that. Not yet, personally.
Talking about the quickness, like the fluidity of the Rabiot transfer, like does it not, like, do you not wonder, like, how, well, I say wonder, I mean, this is kind of a rhetorical question. Why is it that we can do some deals like really, really fast and other deals take ages? I'm excluding Frankie de Jong from this because obviously Barcelona's involved in this love triangle. But, you know, historically speaking, we take ages. We take ages with transfers. I mean, even with free transfers, we still take ages. So how on earth are you telling me that they've done this deal so quickly?
Because we can
No
only
one else
sign
wants
people.
Rabiot, and you
Yeah,
don't
literally, I was
just
going to say
go,
we can only sign people that other people don't want, basically.
Yeah.
No, I know.
If there's a competition, or the player, if there's any element that the player might be slightly on the fence, game over. We've got no persuasion. We've got no cards to persuade them with, really. You know, Champions League. Look at the result of the weekend. You know, rebuild. You know, especially if you're coming to England at the moment, there are like 4 or 5 more attractive options. Like, it's not like going to Spain where it's like, well, there's only a couple of other options. If you go into England, there's City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs, Arsenal. Coming into it, Newcastle. Coming into it, people like West Ham. There's too many more attractive options than Man United at the moment. And we can only do the deal when, if it's Rabiot, year left on the contract, Juve want to sell. Is there anyone else in for him? Not really. And United have money in terms of those other people that might be interested. That's all we've got.
It was a rhetorical question, but I still, even so, it just makes me, I think it just shows it's more evidence of how bad we are at convincing players to come. Because as soon as they have another option, they never choose us. They don't.
Absolutely. Well, that's because we've been shit for so long as well. Like, we're not an attractive prospect. Like, it's like, you look at Man United, the old school thing of, tell you what, your agents just ran, Man United's on the phone. Not everyone's like the Igalo thing where it's like, I'm living my dream, I'll take the pay cut, make it happen. I can't believe it. Man United have called. That's what Arnautovic probably thought as well. Oh my God, I'll go. There's them sorts of players we can attract, but players who, no disrespect to others players, but players who have something to attain right now. You know, we showed Jude Bellingham around Carrington and he was at Birmingham City and he went, nah, go Dortmund. It's better for me. Do you know what I mean? He was walking around Carrington with Sir Alex. So that's where we're at. Ollie gave Haaland his debut and made the kid. Always speaks to him in the national team. He went, go Dortmund, mate. Better for me. Like, that's where we are. That's where we are. You don't get to be as shit as we have for so long and still pick up the phone and say to a player, you're coming Man United, and they go, absolutely. Oh my God, fruit of dream.
Yeah. When we say now, when they go, we're Man United, they go, I know, and they hang up. That's what they do now. Instead of going, oh, Man United, it's like, oh God, what's the difference?
Wait, just quickly for Faz, before you come in, let me just quickly race through these and then straight to you, Faz. Yeah, Red Baron says the lack of patience needs to be directed at the Glazers for sure. In my opinion, the journal on Sky Sports, Kaveh Solikov, was saying facts about the ownership of United and the Glazers. Levin says, Ranić said it, sign players in for the first or second contracts, not third or fourth or fifth. Ten Hag is at fault with the De Jong situation to think if he doesn't come, he can build a defensive mid. We knew from the start that De Jong did not want us. Super chat here from 349 Squad. It says, Ten Hag is known for signing bums like Tadic, Klaassen, Alexander, Butner, Haller. Now you're surprised the guy wants Rabiot and Arnautovic. So basically 349 Squad. You just got no hope in Ten Hag. You don't rate him. You think he's always signed players who aren't good enough. And that's his opinion. I disagree though. Karen Moore says green eggs and ham. Come on, Flex. Is that to do with Dr. Zeus or something?
Yeah, I'll let it go. It's fine.
Don't know. Yeah, fair enough. What is that? What his favorite like sandwich was or something. I don't know. Marcel's porridge. Oh, there's actually an account with a pot. Wow, that's crazy. DP pick is yeah, straight up porridge. Jamie Jackson, The Guardian, said Ten Hag has 3 months to save his job. That's what Marcel means by patience. Patience with the coach, not the Glazers. Patience with the coach, not Glazers. Yes, absolutely. You need patience
All the
with
players,
the coach.
no patience.
Yeah.
For the players.
Red Baron says Sin bin flex with Dr. Zeus comments. Not getting rid of me that easily. Sorry. That's gonna have to just live on as one of them things where I just don't know who you mean. But I will do due diligence afterwards. I'll go and research who that is. Tariq says, team has to be built with young, hungry players. Ghana, Zidane, Garnacho should play every other game. Play the kids. # play the kids. Faz agreeing with that. Marcel agreeing with that. A lot of people agree with that. Steven says, maybe they're keeping the 300 million for Poch, Marcel. And Ten Hag is at 11 says Ten Hag is at fault. It's like being a 2 out of 10 and wanting a 10 out of 10. It won't happen. De Jong is a 10 and United is a 2. LOL. We should have moved on. Basically saying there was no chance we were going to get him. Marcel's Polish also says I said 3 months, but actually said 3 weeks. And produced by Jay. It says we'll never forgive them for letting go of Herrera. And God, there were so many super chats here, guys. Apologies for the break in play, but we've got to put respect on these. I believe in Ten Hag, says Miraz. No one is running out of patience for the manager, but the board. It's the same pattern of board not backing the manager since the takeover. Getting managers second or third choice is not backing the manager. 100% agree with that. And I'm with you. 1612 baby says I am with Cam on the fact that there is a plan and a structure, even though we lost the first game. Since we have hit rock bottom, the only way is up. So a lot of understanding there for Cam. And I think here's another one. Marcel's porridge back again says Cam's dented face is like he's been slapped by KG. Yeah, I think it's just your green screen.
It was back to the future settings. He was disappearing more and more as it went on.
Yeah, just
towards the end.
Yeah, mad.
And Keegan says, can we have patience? We have the same players as last year, and the club doesn't have the ability to attract decent players, let alone close deals. We are going nowhere. Where are the changes? And Cam is right. The issues aren't systemic anymore. And
there's loads more.
There's loads more. There's loads more.
There's loads more.
Yes, Cam, progression is coming out. It's coming. Trust the process. I'd be patient. If I saw progress, I see none. Says Keegan.
Have we broken the super chat record today?
I think maybe. But because of that, I want to keep the show going and let you guys finish with what you're saying while I round up the next batch of super chats so we can finish. Faz, you were going to say something before I started that batch of super chats. If you haven't done so already, like and subscribe to the channel, and all your super chats that are built up there, I'm on it now, so you guys know that your super chats get read out. But over to you, Faz.
The patience thing isn't that we're not patient with the manager. We're 100% patient with the manager. I fully, with every bit of me, love the manager, but I cannot expect him to do something with the players that he has. He doesn't have the tools to go and win the Premier League, an FA Cup, or even the Europa, especially this year with the squad that he has. He can't. I would be very surprised if he does. That would be a plain miracle for him to do with this squad. The way certain teams are moving this season, it is looking very, very bleak for us to even come 6th or 5th, let alone top 4. The window is another conversation on its own. But it is clear and very clear that the club weren't prepared to match Ten Hag's ambitions. His probably ambition was to go, Timber, Frankie de Jong, these big ambitions. We were linked with Nkunku to start with, and then the sheer drop in level from Nkunku or whatever at the start of the window to now these forgotten players in European leagues and former Chinese leagues, and that it's in your face. All you have to do is add 2 + 2. Start of the window compared to now. Arnold and Murta have blood on their hands. And it's as simple as that. And the Glazers as well. But it's those guys that I do not have any bit of patience with. And I cannot expect Ten Hag to go in, like Cam said, have patience in the game, XYZ. I appreciate that. Maybe we'll play slightly better football, but I can't expect us to win anything at all with those players. I've let go of any emotion or anything as such attached to these players, totally.
Done. Nathan says, yo, apologize to Marcel, fam. I don't know if he's talking to you, Cam, or just everyone in general. And Tobias Lowe says the club is riddled with nepotism and ostrich mentality. Players, manager, sporting directors, Arnold and board are making millions. Take responsibility. Basically what Faz was saying there, that those guys are directly in charge of that. Owen, have you got any bunches of super chats there as well that you can get in a certain order?
I can read them out. I don't have them to up on
that's
the screen.
Fine. Read them out. Yeah.
Ejiro says, Flex, this club has got rotten from the fans turning against the manager already. Put pressure on Richard Arnold and not Eric Ten Hag. Prince says, Arteta bought Ramsdale when we had Leno and goalkeeper wasn't a priority, but he realised that the keeper with distribution is so key for front foot football, going back to the De Gea situation. Atola says, ain't KG part of the full view no more? He was shooting today. He was busy. KG's an actor.
He's off doing up BAFTA settings. He ain't got time for us mere mortals. You know
Did
what
you
I mean?
see that? He was one of the stories he was in there. They had like toffee pennies in the back seat and all this kind of stuff.
He has no place being there. No place being there. I think he got the audition by accident. He should not be there. He should not be there. No, I can't discredit my guy. He's a brilliant guy doing great things. So yeah, it's all good. We all support him in doing that. Jalapeno. Oh, there you go.
Yes.
Says, are we really sure? Yeah, are we really sure United has money to spend? Well, we got told that they did, and the way they are, we've got, what is it, a net spend of 56 million, something like that, something stupid like that. It's just absolutely insane. And Fade says, thank you for the contribution. Fade says, Eric Ten Hag can't perform miracles. The board has to back him with quality players. It's the way we lost that annoyed me the most. Players constantly misplacing passes. Expect it to get a lot worse before it gets better. Yeah, agreed with that. And SK says it's panic buys. Rabiot is from a list of about 5 years ago. The board panic after not backing Eric Ten Hag, shows no clue or plan or anything. Yeah, that's what we've all been saying. Definitely agree with that. And thank you to the Red Devils Club for soup sticker. And MWK says the more you say patience, the more you allow these horrible players, Rashford and friends, to put out poor results. These results will get Ten Hag sacked. The thing is that quickly about just the patience thing, it's like, but what else is there then? So say if you don't have patience with the players, okay, I get it, but they're there and they're going to be playing. So what then? Okay, I don't have, is it basically you're not convincing yourself that you're ever going to see anything different from player X or player Y? I think maybe that's what people mean with no patience, because it's like, those players are still there. Like I was saying at the end of last season, 80% of them players are still going to be there. And when they are, when does the clean slate kick in? But I get it. You can't do a clean slate because you're like, I remember what you did last year and the year before that. So it's difficult.
And I can see the same patterns in the Brighton game of what you were doing last season.
Of the individuals that mess up.
Despite you saying, oh, pre-season's really good and like Ten Hag's a great coach and you're learning. What are you learning that's new? Because all I'm seeing is that you're reverting back to type of what you did under Ollie and Moyes and Van Gaal. Like, they don't have the ability to like the ability, the mentality, or the ability to consistently play the way Eric Ten Hag wants them to play. Because at the first moment of fear, when things don't go to plan, they just lose their marbles.
I understand that,
Marcel?
I understand that, but are we going to sell 20 players? I'm living in the reality of it's impossible to sell 250k contract players a week that our former board and regime have put these players on 200k plus. None of them deserve it. They're all on that. What, are we going to all just ship them? Like, the Premier League is the biggest league right now in terms of players, salaries, and things. How about we going to ship 20 players? It doesn't make sense.
I didn't say that, Marcel.
I'm not saying that you're saying it. I'm just the thought process of people to think that it's just 20 in, 20 out. It doesn't work like that. It's stage by stage, step by step. That's how we've got to this position. Step by step, we've slowly made all these mistakes, and now we slowly have to undo them.
But I'm not saying step by I'm not saying like step by step we're going to get rid of 20 players. That's not even what I'm saying, essentially. But if you look at the transfer windows so far, yes, we have 3 weeks left. We should have, the players that have gone out on loan, we should have sold, right? We haven't actually, the players that have gone left on a free transfer, we actually haven't gotten rid of any like first team regular players who are still on long contracts with us. Like the kind of players that we're talking about, like, or I say we're talking about the Maguires, the Rashfords, the McTominays, the Freds. We haven't got rid of those. We haven't even begun, like, and we won't. There's no interest in getting rid of those people, like those players, even though that's what we need to do. We just get rid of the free transfers. They just walk out the door. Like, it's a shit show. It's a shit show.
Balance Consultant says, hi guys, been a minute since I've caught a live show. Loving the therapy session, but ain't it time to prepare for the worst? What player wants to join this club? We will get more from playing the kids. Guys, have we ever had a good scout network? Says MUFC now. We know we have not. And Payson says that no amount of coaching will ever turn a terrible player into a great player. Chelsea sold Lukaku back to Inter ASAP. If they want to, they sell. We need a team, says Tariq, a culture change. 7 players need to sit on the bench. No time for patience. We are united for F's sake. Leeds and most other Premier League teams is playing harder than us. Christopher says, I'm surprised you didn't go for Calvin Phillips before City did. We did, and he didn't want to come. A better player than McTominay will ever be in his life. Yeah, we did try and get Calvin Phillips. And I think that's it. Guys, we've come to the end of the show. Insane, everyone getting involved in the chat. Apologies if I've missed any messages. They just couldn't get them all out. I think we have pretty much covered it all, though, to be fair.
There's one more.
Go for it.
Nathan says, no, I'm talking to Faz. Apologize to Marcel. Give that man his credit.
He's like, you ain't talking to me. I'm gone.
Exactly. But give that man his credit. He was right about David De Gea. Apologize, my G.
Calm down. Frankie de Jong is still not here. September 2nd, I'll turn into the Undertaker. Don't worry about that, about my apology. My apology will come when Frankie de Jong comes.
It was the De Gea thing. He was saying that you've changed your
mind. No, I don't care about David. No, my apology with Marcel will come when Frankie de Jong arrives. Because he told me the porridge.
So you're doing that. So
he's not doing this. He's not refusing to apologize. How dare
No, I'm holding one too. I am holding one too. Because don't forget, Marcel did sell us false 9 with Bruno, remember? And I didn't bring that up yet. And that's another hour of full view.
Nah.
No. You can apologize. Marcel can apologize to you for saying that the window was going to be like this. Yeah. You can apologize to Marcel.
Did Marcel actually apologize to me for the window?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I have class. I use class. Despite the people saying this and that, I use class.
My sweetheart, I humbly apologize to you for not being able to see the lack of ability in David De Gea. And so I apologize to Cam as well. I will now join you in the force to say David De Gea must leave. Thank you very much for your services, but goodbye.
Oh, you lot are harsh on De Gea, man. Player of the year and that, man. You lot are harsh.
Calm down.
Smash the like of the video, guys. We'll see you all very again soon. 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, Transfer View. So much content coming your way, so much exciting stuff in what is a rocky season, and there's going to be a hell of a story to tell. So big up to everyone for the love. We will see you all again very, very soon. We are out of here, guys. Peace.